11 languages? Kid, you can barely tie your own shoes. The millionaire laughed, his voice echoing in the polished glass office. Everyone in the room chuckled nervously, their expensive suits shifting uncomfortably. The boy stood frozen, his small backpack still hanging from his shoulders, his fists clenched at his sides. He wasn't supposed to be there. He was only waiting for his mother, the building's cleaner, who had begged him to sit quietly while she worked late. But then, one careless insult had dragged him into the spotlight. It all started when the Arab millionaire, towering in his tailored suit and sharp keffiyeh, tossed a paper to the floor and smirked. "Pick that up, boy. Isn't that what you people do?" The room went silent. His mother's face turned pale, but before she could stop him, her son lifted his chin and whispered, "I don't just pick things up. I speak 11 languages." The laughter that followed cut like a blade. Executives slapped the table, shaking their heads in disbelief. 11? One scoffed. "Even we don't know that many, and we run international companies." The boy stood his ground, though his heart pounded so loud he swore they could hear it. The millionaire leaned across the glossy desk, eyes narrowing. "Fine, impress us, boy. Speak something." His voice was mocking, the kind of tone that dared the boy to humiliate himself. And so he began. First, in flawless French, he greeted the room, his words rolling effortlessly. A gasp escaped one of the suited men, his jaw dropping. Without pausing, the boy switched to German, his tone crisp and precise. Then to Russian, his voice hard and commanding. By the time he flowed into Mandarin Chinese, the laughter had stopped. Eyes widened. Pens froze mid-scribble. He spoke in Arabic, and the millionaire's grin faltered. The boy's mother covered her mouth, tears brimming. She had watched him teach himself for years, from books pulled out of trash bins and free lessons on a broken phone. Every night, while she scrubbed office floors, he whispered words to himself, practicing until dawn. But the boardroom didn't know that. All they knew was that the little cleaner's son had transformed into something unstoppable. Finally, he looked straight at the millionaire and spoke in English, his voice steady, almost too calm. "You laughed at me, sir. But now I ask you, who in this room can speak with 11 nations without needing a translator?" The silence was thunderous. The millionaire's smirk had vanished. For the first time, he looked uncertain. His hand tapped nervously against the mahogany table, and beads of sweat formed on his temple. The room full of executives turned, whispering under their breath. The boy had shifted the power completely. That was when the truth came out. The boy revealed his father had died years ago, leaving him and his mother to survive alone. His mother, once a language teacher in her homeland, had lost everything when they fled. But she never stopped pouring knowledge into her son. While she worked, he listened to recordings, borrowed torn dictionaries, and memorized foreign news channels. "They called me the cleaner's son," he said, his voice breaking, "but my mother taught me to be more than what the world sees." The millionaire pushed back from his chair. "Impossible. Nobody does this without privilege, without tutors, without money." His voice cracked, but there was no arrogance left. Only disbelief. The boy stepped forward, his small hand resting on the table. "You have money, sir, but I have discipline. You have wealth, but I have hunger. And hunger is stronger than comfort." The entire boardroom erupted, not in laughter this time, but in applause. Executives stood to their feet, clapping and nodding in respect. His mother sobbed quietly in the corner, her trembling hands hiding her tears. The millionaire sat frozen, the lesson burning deep into his pride. The same boy he mocked as worthless had just outshone every man in the room. Finally, he lowered his gaze. "I underestimated you." His words were heavy, almost shameful. He looked at the mother, "And I underestimated her." The boy's mother stepped forward, pulling her son into her arms. She didn't say a word. She didn't need to. The applause still filled the room, washing away the sting of humiliation that had started it all. And in that moment, the millionaire realized something money could never buy. Respect must be earned, and wisdom can come from the most unexpected places. The boy had walked into that office as just a cleaner's son. He walked out as the child who made giants bow. Never underestimate someone because of where they come from. True power lies not in wealth, but in perseverance, knowledge, and the courage to stand tall against humiliation. Before we end this story, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear. If this story touched you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know how you feel in the comment.